Hi, Stine. How are you?
Hey, Johan. I'm really good. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting me to do this. Yes.
absolutely. Um, Stine is a colleague of mine. We are both from the be.tantric online community. And I have a few questions for you, please, if
Mhm.
I may.
Yes.
You're doing a prostatic portal workshop.
Yes.
Prostatic. Where does it come from? And I mean, you're a woman and you put your finger somewhere. How does it work?
So where to start? Okay, so I have I guess, a basic training as a midwife,
Yes.
and a skill that you really develop as a midwife is very much in your hands. That kind of work. It's not only intellectual, a lot of theory, a medical science, anatomy, and there's because you really need to sense so much with your fingers without being able to see anything, because you need to go and feel inside the woman's on her cervix, on her dilation, and you get so much information in that touch. So it's like the softness of the tissue, the energy, the cold, the warm, it's the membranes, it's the water broke, is it bleeding, like all these different information you get only from touching with your fingers in the blind. So as midwife, we say we have four eyes. We have these eyes, and then we have these two eyes. And then at the same time, I was studying, working more and more as like a sexuological body worker, and also like a tantric massage, doing a lot of actually lingam massage on men. I always connect very easily with men, and find conversation with them about sexual dysfunctions, health, quite easy for me. And also it seemed like it also felt easy for them. So more and more men came to my sexuological body work uh, practice, I guess, was having. And more of them were having problems with ejaculation, like they couldn't ejaculate. And I really looked on internet. I asked doctors, I asked like the armoring specialists, why do you think that men have this problem? Because it was really like a hard nut to crack. What was it? And that led me more and more into around the prostate, like because it's the prostate releasing the ejaculate. And then just basically learning by doing, I started to do more and more prostate massages, and researched a lot on the prostate massage, and also found that it's not a topic there's so much knowledge about, not even in the medical community. It's also kind of an area. There's the prostatic cancer, but that's when I would like to get in a lot sooner before any dysfunction would develop into cancer. So that's kind of where it started.
Wow. So, for me, to allow a woman to touch me there would be quite difficult for me.
Yeah.
And and I think it's because where we grew up,
Mm.
your mom would say, "Go and wash your hands." It's dirty, and so there's a
Yeah.
lot of shame,
Yeah.
and that's not even in the prostate. It's actually the anus or the
Yeah.
anal area, the
Yeah.
crack, and all of that. How
Mhm.
do you how do you go over that? How do you? I mean, it's quite difficult
Mhm.
for me to talk about even
Yeah.
the topic.
Yeah. So I kind of sometimes joke a little bit about it, that like being a midwife of your like basic profession, you're a bit intimacy disturbed. Like because you kind of deal with all bodily fluids,
Yeah,
and it just becomes everyday life, and you just talk about it over dinner basically.
yeah,
So it's like, and then one time a midwife told me, I kind of believe that you're intimacy gifted. So I think I know, and my experience is if I'm completely relaxed with it, don't have any shame around it, like really not bothering me at all, that it's kind of mirrored back. And
absolutely.
then also I think my approach to my male clients is like I really just say what it is, like shit happens, kind of that language. And then I feel that they have a bit of discomfort
Yeah,
by using those words, but within 2 or 3 minutes, it's just like, okay,
yeah,
you know? So I think that's my, and yes, there's a lot of shame around it. And that's also part of all the many of these dysfunctions, and especially also the sphincters. That's the whole other story. Oh yeah, but and also sometimes it's quite sad because these men that I've had for many of these sessions, like for the first time then they experience it, like it could be like 50, 60-year-old men. I have men crying of grief of not knowing about this before
Yeah.
because shame and all this conditioning of our society has prevented them from going there.
Wow. So from a therapist point of view, how did you, as a therapist, change your point of view, or how did you grow? How did it liberated you?
Yeah, I think my biggest insight was that it's actually quite similar to the work I do as a midwife. Like cervix and the prostate is kind of, I found out, it's the same tissue, a lot of the same nerve endings. So in that sense, it kind of liberated my my view on the genders. Like there are so many similarities. Like we always focus a lot on all the differences,
On the
but there's
outside.
yeah, both like female, feminine, masculine energy, but
Yeah.
also of course the genitals. But there's also so many similarities. So that was really a game changer for me, and I guess I was just really nerdy, and I was also extremely actually honored and moved by these men, and it was such a big step for them, and it was such a big meeting of trust. And I
Yes.
getting that sneak peek into the male sexuality and the traumas and the pain and the grief, it was so moving and touching for me, and it just really made me very passionate about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think men goes through more trauma, and do they have more issues about their sexuality than women?
Again, I think it's very much a conditioning, like what kind of culture were they brought up in? Like in an Italian man, there's so much stigma around gender roles. In that kind of is just an example. And then again, actually, a lot of Danish men have had a really strong mother figure that really taught them, like maybe a single mother, very emotional, put a lot of words on their emotion, and just being a servant to the woman, and not at all stepping into their masculinity. So there can be so many different expressions, and basically all of them are very welcome.
Yeah.
But I do think that maybe not so much the young generation coming now, but the generation maybe of your 50s, 60s, I think a lot of men, especially in the Western world, has neglected. They don't know what a sexual health, male sexual health is. Like women go a lot to gynecologists, then they have the moon bleedings, and then they have hormones changes. So it's quite common for a woman to go to a gynecologist on a regular basis, but not for a man. No.
No,
And
I think I totally agree with you, especially
yeah,
here in South Africa. We
yeah,
come out of a very, very conservative background, both
mhm,
white and both black men, and it's not
yeah,
in our culture, you know. So it's a subject that we don't talk about,
mhm,
and so forth, you know. So and I think there is lots for men here to benefit from prostate massage. And
yeah,
that comes to my next question.
mhm.
Would you be able to think about a retreat or a workshop here in South Africa to teach either men or women or both?
Yeah, I'm right now. There is a lot of things going on, so I love to receive invitations. I don't think I'll be the one setting it up so much at the moment, but yes, totally love to go to South Africa. It seems like an amazing
Absolutely,
country. Yes.
absolutely. Um, there's also an online course that you do, and I spoke with Asim,
Yeah.
being the model, and
Yeah.
so it's very interesting to have you as the giver, and a total different perspective from him, from his side as the receiver.
Yeah.
How is the training going to be? And can anybody train with you, or do you Zoom? Is it via Zoom? How does it work?
Yeah, so I guess the kickoff. So I've been asked a lot of times to do live workshops of the
Yeah.
prostate massage in different tantric communities, sex positive communities in Copenhagen, actually. And of course, then the corona came. So it's just like, no, I'm just going to keep doing it one-on-one. And then Anand from be.tantric was like, I need workshops for this new platform. What could you do? And I said, yeah, well, I've thought about a lot about doing prostate massage, teaching it. And but at that time I didn't have a partner in it, and I also felt a little humble teaching men about prostates without having one myself, like not having the embodied experience of owning a prostate and even having a prostate massage, even though I still feel there's a lot of similarities to the cervix. But me and Asim partnered up to do it together because I really needed a more male perspective of it, an embodied experience. And also Asim is really very intellectual in very like deep tantric theory, and the more energetic side of it, like he's really good at putting words to that. So it kind of, we really complemented each other quite well. So we did 5 modules, prostatic, where we really divided into different modules. And so right now we're kind of feeling into, okay, so how did it work? How was the experience for the people attending? And so now we're going to change a little bit. So we think we're going to do it like on demand online teaching. So it's going to be recorded, and it's going to be theory blocks and short videos, like more like you can do it in your own pace. And then we want to offer live kind of Q&As and a demo, maybe a few times a year. I think that's going to be the new form. And then we want to do more live, like prostatic healing ceremonies, like almost like a womb healing ceremony, but very much also combined with prostate massage.
Wow. So will this videos or training, will it be available only on the be.tantric online community website?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some again some discount for the be.tantric people to get into these modules, and then it's also gonna be shared outside the be.tantric.
So
Yeah.
a question, do I get a certificate to, you know, as a,
yeah, we also think about that. So my insecurities about it, I would love to give people a certificate that they've done the training, but the thing is, when you're doing it online, it's really hard for me to see exactly what people are doing. And so that's the thing I've been, so we have a disclaimer also for the training that, yeah, if you have had any history, you need to go to your physician first to have a checkup. Because one thing that I think is pretty much fact is that if there's a prostatic cancer going on and you're massaging it, there's a risk that it might spread.
Sure.
Okay, so you really need to really have like a practitioner. I would really like to have a live session with people as well. So, but this is still in the making, how exactly we're gonna do it in the future, because we really want to make it safe for everybody. I mean, because you can't create damage. Yeah,
absolutely. And I wouldn't know how it feels like if I massage another man's prostate, and I feel, okay, there's a lump, but I wouldn't know if I don't know where the prostate is. There is still a lot of men who doesn't even know where their own prostate is, and I think that's the sad part of the whole thing, is how can you receive pleasure if you don't even know where your prostate is?
Yeah, and also what we share is that if you just put prostate in Google and you hit search, the first 100 hits are prostate cancer.
Yes.
That's that's when the most men get to know about their prostate. Oh, I got prostate cancer. What does the prostate do? So we would like to get to them a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I hear you say, whoever wants to embark on this journey to give prostate or prostatic portal massages is going to do wonderful work. And both men and female, it doesn't matter who you train, it will be the benefit for the receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I would like to chat with you once more, and maybe we can do an online thing and just a
Yeah,
chat
sure.
and so on.
Yeah.
But I would like to say thank you so much. If
You're welcome.
anybody wants to have more information, you can
Yeah.
speak to Stine or to me, Johan. We both from the be.tantric online community. It
Yeah.
is a facility online, a portal that you can have wonderful videos, training material, and you pay a membership fee every month and you have access to all of this. It is
Yeah.
very based on Tantra.
Yeah.
And just before I go,
Mhm.
what is the connection with Tantra and prostate?
Shortly, I kind of believe that the prostate is the kunda, the egg of the Kundalini snake. So it's kind of the base of the Sushumna. So like the cervix. So it's really like the base of this energetic highway of our bodies. So if you really want to, like more in the tantric sexual perspective, want to go into more energetic sexual experiences, full body orgasms, letting go of your ejaculation and all that, that's exactly why we call it a portal. Like the prostate can be the portal for the full body most multi-orgasmic experience for men. And at the same time, it's also the portal of a lot of shadows, shame, anger, all that. And before being able to go into full liberation and that experience of this free flow of sexual energy to your whole body and not just having ejaculation, you kind of need to remove these blockages of your shame, your anger, whatever is there before having the full experience and surrender. So it has like both. That's why we call it Prostatic Portal, bliss and shadow. So it's like a two-sided
The
egg.
yin and the yang.
Yes. So it's multifunctional, multidimensional, and it's so yeah, exciting to study and work with.
Thank you so much, Stine.
You're
And
welcome.
very much love from South Africa. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.